What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to give you an update on the backyard progress. We're kind of just finalizing the ideas and things that we wanted to do and the way we wanted it to look back here once we're finished. But as I probably mentioned in earlier videos, I have a big passion for Japanese maples, and I've had probably 20 or 25, maybe even 30 maples in pots since I was in my early 20s. Some of these trees have been in pots for 10 or 15 years now. And now that we're in a home that we plan on staying in for a long time, I'm gonna get some of these out of pots and let them start really spreading out and growing. So since I've spent so much time on getting the front yard kind of up to par and looking nice, these have been neglected, especially in the Georgia heat. As you see, they got a lot of sun scald and they're dry and they're not looking really good at the moment. This is new growth, but some of the old growth you can see is in pretty bad shape. Now the tree is still alive, obviously, but it's just real stressful on the tree. So it kind of cringes me to see these in this kind of shape, because I like to keep things in like really good shape. But what I plan on doing is, we have a lot of woods behind our house, and these trees are obviously in what would be a foundation or a flower bed next to our home. So in order to finish our backyard, I think what I need to do is find a place to get these into the ground, so that'll free up space. We can actually do the planting and pine straw or mulch and finish these beds back here. Like I said, since we've moved in 2 years ago, we haven't even put pine straw down because we knew that this was gonna probably be torn up and like redone. So it's really been neglected back here, which is kind of funny, because if you drove by our house in the front, people would think like the whole property's meticulously maintained, and it's not. But we're trying to get there, you know, we're gonna get there. But this is the first step, I think, is to get these out of this bed and get them planted. So I want to take you into the woods where I've been started making a walking trail. And I think what we'll do is we'll make a walking trail, build like a potting barn or like a little storage, like cabin type cottage looking thing, to where I can put all my potting materials and fertilizer and all that in that shed. And we'll put like some benches and some lights and make it like a nice, like smooth, gradual walk through the woods, and have these like spotted in and to where it'll you know, look really cool and almost like a garden that you could walk through. So I'll take you to the woods now and we'll show you what I've been doing. So the first thing we need to do is, I cut this tree down about 2 weeks ago when my dad came over, and I've been just letting it sit here and dry out because they're gonna lift our burn ban soon. So I'm gonna cut all this up smaller and just burn it and get rid of it. That way it'll free up this area to where we can start planting and pine straw and like finishing this area up. But this is going to be the entrance to my garden. So you'll have your first turn right here, and I'll cut down these smaller trees and I'll build me like a storage shed. And I want it to look like a cabin or a little lodge. You know, have like a lean-to, so I can store materials out here, put equipment out here, miscellaneous, you know, potting and gardening supplies. And naturally, Japanese maples are understory trees. They have a pretty delicate leaf, so they don't want to be in a ton of sun. They really like morning sun, afternoon shade. But in here, I think it's going to be a good spot for them, and time will tell. I think that the only repercussion I'll have is they may not color up as much. You know, like some of your red dragons and Nabe Shindares, they will be more of a red leaf, and they may stay a little more green because they're not getting the sun. But overall, I think that considering the conditions they're in now in these little pots, and they're frying in the sun and drying out, versus in these shaded woods, I think they'll like it much better in here. So you'll turn off right here, and it'll be a little cottage or a little storage shed. And then through here, I'll clean up all these woods. These are all little trees that I cut down. They're just kind of like junky trees that we didn't want to get big as time went on. So I went ahead and just kind of cut them down. I threw them off the trail, and as they dry out, I'll drag them up there to a safe area and burn them. But I think in time what I'll do is I'll spot in my maples all through here, and come this way. This is where the trail keeps going around, but if you notice, like, it's got a ton of natural ferns in here, and I really like these ferns. It's a low-lying area. We've been seeing turkey and deer. There's a lot of wildlife back here, which I'd have to do some research. Deer may eat these Japanese maples, I'm not sure. But this area is like really cool and like almost like kind of like a jungle in a way. So I think it's going to be a really cool walking trail. So this is as far as I've made it, but as you see, what I do is I take my blower, and the first thing I do is just kind of blow it down to pure dirt. Then I'll cut like any trees or little stumps, anything you could trip over or whatever. I'll cut those and weed eat those down and get them out of the way. So I've made it to here, and what I think is it'll kind of curve around and we'll loop around the whole property and end up back at the beginning. And it'll just be like a little walkway where I'll have all my trees and stuff displayed back here. And we'll put like a bench to sit at. It'll be nice. Put some landscape lights up in the trees, make it like really cool. So I wanted to give you guys an update on the trees. They're doing pretty good. They're getting irrigation now. They still look rough. We'll see how they pan out. Thankfully, I don't have much money invested in these, so hopefully if they pull through and survive and start thriving, then it'll be a good deal. But what we're gonna have to do shortly, because this Bermuda is really slowing down, is I gotta come in here and shape this bed and spray the Bermuda, you know, with Roundup and create a bed here. If you look over here, this is the property line. We'll be putting a fence in right here. We're gonna do like a split rail, kind of like farm fence, dark brown or black. And this will be our fence line. So if you can just picture, this Bermuda will be gone and it'll be pine straw. We have to do that, like I said, before the Bermuda goes dormant so that Roundup's effective on it. Hopefully here in the next week or so, I'm going to spray this with Roundup and cut a bed in here so that when we get our fence installed and all that, we can put shrubs and stuff, pine straw, and it'll be a finished, complete bed. So thanks for tuning in with us today. This is just a quick video to show you kind of our thought process and where we're at in this transformation. As you can see, we have a ton of work ahead of us, a lot of stuff, you know, but we're getting into some cooler time now, and you know, it's time to really jump on this while we're not in the heat of the summer anymore. So stick around, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We want to, you know, build this channel up, share it with all your friends, and let's see the before and after the transformation. It's going to be quite a few, you know, videos long. So stay tuned, and we'll see what we can do with it.